I am really pleased to introduce my guest for today. Her name is Kanika Vasudeva. She is an energy expansion coach and an Akashic Records what do I say? Expert or
Reader.
reader. Hang
Yeah,
on.
I wouldn't say I'm an expert at anything.
Okay. She's an expert, records expert. Anyway, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much, Rachel. I'm so
Yeah,
happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you here. I have for a long time been really, really interested in the Akashic Records. And so I can't wait to ask you about that. Let's start there, actually. Can you tell my listeners what the Akashic Records are and what is an energy expansion coach?
Yeah, brilliant questions. Let's start first with the Akashic Records. And the Akashic Records are like a mystical library around the earth. You know, like Google Drive or any other cloud drive that you use that stores all your documents. Now,
Mm-hmm.
this mystical drive, it has all the information about your life, like literally everything about you, about all the people who are there in your life, about all the businesses, everything. This lifetime, all the other previous lifetimes, like literally anything. So you could just go in the library and then tune in to the chapter that you want to see and get that information.
Wow.
But here's what becomes more fun. So sometimes you might have done this. Have you ever had some report or something from Google? Because it does it on my phone. It'll tell me that I spent 30 minutes driving, or my most visited location was this. You know, like how it
Yeah,
automatically picks up
sure.
insights, stuff that
Yeah.
we don't know?
Yeah.
That's how Akashic Records work as well. So, yes, you'll tune into your chapter, you'll get your story, but it'll actually give you the analysis around it.
Wow.
So, maybe in your life there's something going on with your partner or with your mom, and you're like, oh, it's so irritating. I don't know what's happening.
Hmm.
When you tune into the Akashic Records, you get, okay, this is the story. This is what's happening with your mom. This is your contract here. It'll tell you, well, this is the story that you've been carrying from your previous lifetimes, the pattern
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
coming into it. And you really get a whole good frame understanding of it. It is like being stuck in a traffic jam and trying to understand from the traffic jam itself, oh, why am I stuck? Vis-a-vis flying up in the helicopter and just seeing 2, 3 kilometers around the whole traffic jam
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
knowing where you can go, what's the shortest way out, why it all happened, like literally anything.
Wow. This particularly interests me in regard to building a family non-traditionally. So,
Mhm.
I wonder, uh, can you access first of all, let me say, it sounds like a soul library. Is that fair to say? It's
Mhm.
like a soul library. So
Yes.
it's like all the souls are in there, and then you can access different. Can you access other people's stuff as well, or can you only access the person who is doing like, first of all, can anyone access this? A. B, uh, if it's you helping, can you only help the person who is there? Like, can you only access their records as opposed
I
to
love the
someone else's?
question. Love, love, love the question. So, yes, first of all, people might tell you that, oh, I can access the records for you, and somehow you don't have the ability to do it. And
Right.
I would say
Yeah.
that is BS. It is
Hmm.
your records, it is your information. You have every right to it. It does not matter whether you feel you are skilled or not. It took me a long time to get my Akashic Record certification, but anybody has access to their records because it is their records, it's your information.
Hmm. Hmm.
And the easiest way to do that would be that however you clear your channel, that intuitive space where you feel, okay, ideas are coming in, and then you sit down and you ask your question. And the
Mhm.
next question there was, can I or can anyone just tune into anybody else's records? So if I'm looking at me, so through me, my connection to anyone I can look at. I could look at my son, I could look at his friends, I could look at the story with the business, anything, right?
Mhm.
Because it's related to me. When
Okay.
I reach out and talk to a client, I'm going to take permission from them to open their Akashic records because it's separate. It's almost like walking in another person's house. Yes, you
Mhm.
can walk in, you can trespass, but is it good and ethical? No.
Mhm.
There, the frequency here is so high that if you did unethical things, there would be ways to stop it. And I've seen where the Akashic records get closed for people, they
Mm.
cannot access it, their intuitive abilities get hit in some way. There are other things in which
Mhm.
the whole learning balances out. But when I'm working with a client through them in their records, there's a section because that is their linkage with whatever that party is. We can
Mhm.
always access that
Mhm.
part of the Akashic records. So it
Gotcha.
helps the client.
Gotcha. Let me give you a little background and our listeners, if they're unaware of my history, and why my head is going to this. My husband and I had gone through infertility, years of trying, lost pregnancies, failed IVF, all the stuff. And I kept feeling like, maybe there's a soul here that's already here that's meant to be in our family. And I very, very deeply wanted to connect with that soul. I just kind of knew there was somebody. and uh and I didn't want to I guess how can I say this? I had been through enough trauma and enough heartbreak, and I did all that, and I learned a lot from all of that. So much. And I was like, I'm really ready now to just connect with the soul who's meant to be with us, that their path also is to be with us, right? And so I had been seeing this chiropractor. She was an amazing chiropractor in LA where I used to live. And she was like, I feel like maybe you should go see Natalie. Natalie is my friend, and Natalie is an energy healer. And she is, I don't know, I just think you should go see her. So I was like, okay, like I'll do it because I just need to do something and I've tried everything and I'm just going to go for it. And she was able in that session to connect in with my ancestors and the ancestors of this child. And they were like, yeah, it's a go. It's a match. It's a match. Now this was when I had already gotten my child already, and potential child. Um and so I kind of knew, I felt like okay, like we made that connection. It happened for us. Um the reason I'm giving you all of this background is just to because I'm thinking to myself, what a wonderful tool for someone who is trying to start their family, has maybe suffered heartbreak, maybe not. That's not everybody's story. Some people are called to just they want to do this work. Um, do you think that's a valid exploration? Is that something that, like, if somebody came to you and was like, I want to foster, to adopt, but I really, really want to adopt, and I want to make sure this potential soul is available for that and is here for that. Is that something that you could work with and help people with?
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And it is such an amazing way to do it as well. I love you sharing your story because we feel that our relationships, they just happen.
Mhm.
And yes, they happen because they're meant to happen. There's a part of this whole contract there. But they can also be some energetic patterning in there sometimes, which can cause some unnecessary friction.
Mhm.
As souls, we are meant to grow and evolve together, but there could be just some past life or ancestral things that are
Mhm.
in between. Kind of like when you have your phone and then you have apps, and the apps are, you've deleted them, but they might still be in the background. They might still be causing some glitches.
Yes. Yep.
So it's a little bit similar that you could have those things that's going on with your soul contract with your children that you are going to adopt, even before you're giving birth,
Mhm.
even before you are fostering kids, literally any relationship, you can use the Akashic Records for that. I've used it to help people connect with their loved ones. I've used it to help people connect with their lost ones and find closure that way,
Mhm.
because life as we see on earth feels very physical. Like, I see you, you exist for me.
Mhm.
And, sometimes then it feels like, well, the person's not here and now I've lost everything. But that's not the case. That person could have, whether they're not in the body or they're yet to be born, that presence is there, that consciousness is there,
Mhm.
that soul is there. So you can connect and you can already start tying in, tuning in, framing your agreements as well, coming up with new things that, hey, we're going to live this beautiful life together. This is what we would like to do. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
for every relationship, it is so helpful to tune into the Akashic Records and find guidance and heal that
Mhm.
connection.
I love that. So even it could also be helpful if you have brought a child into your um life and you're having issues or problems, you could access that and see if there's anything there that can be, and here's the next question, cleared or changed or whatever. Like, I always get into this thing in my head about, so is there free will? Is there not? Can you change things? Is it just like, nope, this is the record and it shows that you, like, talk to me about that. Is it changeable?
I love the question because there's just so much misconception about it. So,
Hmm.
yes, you have free will, but you are the co creator of your life. So, co creator means that you're creating with the universe. First of all, there's a universal flow of life.
Hmm.
Like, for example, there's a way days and nights and seasons happen on Earth. Now, if
Hmm.
let's say you want to go that, oh, I don't want the day to be 24 hours, I want it to be 48 hours, try all you might.
Right.
That's not going to happen
Yep.
because that's just the universal flow of life.
Hmm.
Then there's your soul essence. So we are the creators in the bodies, but our soul is the one that gets us here and we have this physical incarnation.
Hmm. Hmm.
And there's a story or there's a lesson that the soul wants to learn. Usually it just wants to evolve, it wants to learn a lot of things. And soul's way of thinking about learning can be different to what we might feel in the body.
Okay.
If the soul wants to learn about unconditional love, for example, it wants to experience all facets of it. So it wants to experience, wow, what is love like? Like, when I just receive love, how blissful is that? Then it wants to lose love. Then it wants to experience sharing love with two people, four people, more. Then it wants to do that on a much wider scale at a
Hmm.
country level.
Hmm.
It really does a thesis in its subject.
Wow.
Now,
Yeah.
in the body, in the body, it might not feel 100% comfortable all the time. But if your
Hmm.
soul has a calling that this is what it wants to do,
Hmm.
then it's going to do that. But it's not vicious or evil in the sense that it's trying to punish you. It
Hmm.
literally wants to learn something, evolve from that, take the next step. So, two things to take away here. So, first of all, if you feel, for example, with your kids and you feel sometimes a relationship is tricky, maybe around boundaries, there's your child who's bringing in some aspect of you where you feel really triggered, then
Hmm.
ask yourself the question, why is that happening? What do I need to learn here? Chances
Hmm.
are, if you learned that, then you've uh, transcended that learning and you move into the next level. It's
Hmm.
done.
Hmm. Hmm.
And the other bit is that if your soul needs to learn it, you will learn it. Like, you can
Right.
avoid. We've all done that. We've all gone to relationships. I've done that at least,
Hmm.
where I've changed relationships because I didn't like the other person.
Yeah.
It was the other person's fault.
Yes.
Only to do that a couple of times and then realize, well, wait a minute, I was a common person
That's right. That's
attracting
right.
everybody. So
Wherever you
I
go,
had to
there
grow
you
up.
are. Yep. Yep. Hmm.
So I had to learn, I had to grow. So there's that. But once you've done that, then you can definitely co-create and you can go like, this is how I want. I've learned my lesson. Now this is the next thing that I want to go to. But it's almost like playing on the soul's territory.
Mhm.
The other example I can give here is a parent and a child relationship, especially when kids are younger. You want to give the kids enough freedom that they'll do what they want in the house. Maybe they're learning things that they like, they're playing sports or indulging in activities that they really want.
Mhm.
But to an extent, parents monitor what they're doing,
Mhm.
where they're going. It's not that you're really curtailing their freedom, but you're like, well, no to this and yes to that. It's a
Mhm.
little bit like that. So you're co-creator in
Mm.
that sense.
That's really interesting. I love that analogy. That makes it really easy to understand. Um, do you have to believe whatever that even necessarily means, but do you have to believe in it to you access it, use it in your life, and that kind of thing? What do you think about that?
Here's what I find that the more you believe it, the easier it gets to access. The easier it gets to tune into your intuition, the easier it gets for you to change your life. That's easier, faster.
Mhm.
Because if you think of your body as an energy vessel, which it is,
Mhm.
the more current, the more energy you're using in deciphering, well, is this okay? Is this not? Am I making this up? The energy gets used there and not as much current is left to
Mm.
really go out and explore.
Mhm. Mhm.
Whereas if you didn't do that, it's just a lot more available. But having said that, and here's the beautiful thing, that even if you're just playing with it, even if you feel it's skeptical, it'll
Mhm.
still give you its answers. I always just
Mm.
encourage, be a child, just go out, like be in a playground, explore. There's no harm
Mhm.
anyway, there's no
Mhm.
side effect. You're not like taking a medicine, doing anything.
Right.
Everything that I'm teaching my clients is just so basic. It's without any medicines, any side effects, and they all feel great and relaxed. So
Yeah.
I'm like, what's the harm anyway? Like,
Right.
just play for a while,
Yeah.
play for those 30 minutes,
Yep.
play.
Right, and I would guess that, people could use someone like yourself if they're like, "You know what? I don't really know if I believe in this, but I'm gonna go to you, and I know you believe in it, so you can do this, access it and then tell me what is happening." Like, I'm
Yeah,
sure some
I'm a
people do that.
projector
Yeah.
as a human design. So I tend to initiate and activate that for other people.
Oh,
I
that's really
often get
cool.
this that when I'm with you, like things just work and I could see this vision and then this was happening. And usually they'll tell me before the session, oh, I never see anything. I'm like, okay, all right, let's just get into it
Uh-huh.
anyway.
Uh-huh.
And then
Yeah.
they'll be like, now I see this is this color, and this is what the child's saying to me. Like, there you go.
Interesting. So is it a meditative state that you are in when this happens? Like, w w what is the actual like, how does it work?
Okay, for me, I'm doing a couple of things in terms of my offering. So,
Mhm.
one, I will tune into someone's Akashic Records if that's what they're coming to me for.
Mhm.
And then for my one on one clients, when I hold a mentorship for them, I hold a space where I am tuning into their Akashic Records. It's very intuitive.
Mhm.
Um, and I also coach them on the same thing.
Okay. So that they can do it themselves eventually.
Yes, they can do
Yeah.
it themselves. They can
Yeah.
clear up the stuff in their life. And it's not just about accessing the records, it is more, uh, in the end, we all want to transform our lives.
Mhm.
My biggest fun, passion, joy is when I help people have more visibility and
Mhm.
more impact in their life. When I say visibility, it's more around being authentic. Oh,
Mhm.
I'm saying what I want to say. I have this freedom and I can just be who I want to be. So that's my most, it just lights me up even now as
Mm.
I say
Mhm.
that.
Mhm. I
So
can
I
see
love
that.
to see people transform.
Mhm.
And that's why I love teaching them. When I am looking at them, I'll close my eyes, I will see things, I'll guide them through it. But the way I do it, I also take them on the journey with me. So we
Mhm.
begin with a very small meditation. And then as I'm working the energy, because they're in the energetic container with me, that's usually when they're seeing things as well for them.
Mhm.
Because that's the whole idea that I want to have for them. I want you to, I mean, I could go up there and look everything in your Akashic records, but it's up there and it's not transcending down into your
Mhm.
physical experience if you have not moved past your fears, if you've not really shifted anything in your life.
Mhm.
Um, well, then it's just, I mean, it's good, but it's not as much transformative. And for me, I want to
Right.
see that real shift.
Interesting. So that brings me to the other part of what you do, which is this energy work. Um, if somebody needs that, if they're stuck or if they just feel like, I don't know what's going on, or I can't make a decision,
Mhm.
how do you work with energy?
Oh, there are lots of things that I do, but I'll tune into the Akashic records and see what is the guidance that's coming for them. There are lots of different things that will come. Sometimes, well, lately for my clients, it's been a lot of inner child work, which means
Mhm.
like just the stuff that's happened with them when they were younger in this life.
Mhm.
And then sometimes it'll be like yesterday, there was a client I was working with, and she's just had a lot of trauma. She's
Mhm.
also gone to a lot of therapists. She's just tried everything. And it's
Mhm.
like, well, whatever I do, and it's not that I don't try it fully, but nothing works. And when I tuned into her Akashic records, as I was looking into them, they were showing me the time when she was getting born
Mhm.
and she didn't want to be born.
Mm. Mhm. Mhm.
She knew as the physical incarnation part of her that would come into the physical incarnation. She knew that life was going to be so hard for her. And so a
Mhm.
lot of her energy was just trapped there. And she hadn't
Mm.
fully been able to take that energy and bring that into herself. So that's
Mhm.
the part that we healed.
Mhm.
Literally her conception space. So it's even before
Wow.
birth. We started with
Yeah.
that. And then I got a message from her this morning that now I feel so much better. I've been
Amazing.
able to sleep better, and I just feel like, okay, I've got this. And, you know, like whenever I would talk to her previously, it was a lot around her trauma that this is my story, this is what happened, this is what happened.
Mhm.
Whereas now she's like, well, I'm thinking I'll just go and do my art classes. I need to do this. So there's a way forward where she's seeing the light
Mhm.
because she's been able to take that energy there. So my work as an energy expansion coach is to help you get your energy from everywhere, all the parts where we are blocking it, taking that, and also expanding that in the body.
Okay.
What that will mean is that you start becoming more attractive to all the things that you want. You literally have more opportunities coming in, you'll have more aligned clients coming in.
Mm.
My
Mhm.
clients will, like, I actually teach them how to make more sales without having to work harder.
Mhm.
um, I'll teach them how to have more impact, how to get more promotions, better promotions. Like my clients will get promoted sometimes even without applying for it, asking for
Mhm.
it, just because they've cleared their energy so much. But that means that they've really cleared, or they are very clear in terms of what they're doing, what is the action that they're doing. They're very clear when they speak out things, and it's more understood. That message resonates, so it's all heard and seen by everybody
Mhm.
else. So it's like
Mhm.
all the doors open up, and suddenly you are this visible person,
Right.
magnetic.
Yeah, no, I get that. And the skeptical part of my brain, even though I am like a total believer, like I love all this stuff, if you can't tell, but like I do have this, like, I think it's probably my family of origin. I do have like this skeptical side that comes up and is like, well, but is that just because they spent this money, they went to this person told them, gave them reasons for this stuff, and now in their human mind they can be like, okay, now I understand all this, and it's all fixed, and now I'm going to live from that. And is that what it is? Or I mean, it doesn't even really matter, I guess, if you're still getting the benefits of it, but like, what do you say to that?
I think what you're saying is also true, because there is expansion in even believing, first of all,
Mm-hmm.
that there is expansion possible for me. When you invest, when you put
Mm-hmm.
that money down,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, okay, there's a version, there's a possibility there. So definitely you are taking that step.
Mm-hmm.
But the other part, like how that whole thing works,
Mhm.
is, or at least how I can explain it, because I do have a lot of left brained people coming, and I'm an engineer and an MBA person by background.
Mm.
So I used to be this very, very black and white person.
Mhm.
Now I think I'm more left and right combined.
I love it. I love it. And that's actually brings me to a question that I did have about how you got into this. And I know a little bit about your story, but not a lot. For the listeners, can you just give us a brief rundown of how you went from being an engineer to being an energy coach?
Yeah. Well, I'll say it was never the planned path.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think I was in my mid 30s, really, really successful as a professional person. But life wasn't truly working out. I was living on Facebook a pretty good life, if you looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
I had a successful marriage, seemed like that. I had a 2-year-old son at the time. Things were going really well. We were going on holidays. So it all looked hunky dory on the outside,
Mm-hmm.
except it wasn't anything like that inside. I felt pretty empty. I was running a business at that point in time. The business wasn't doing well. I also was pregnant at that time, and I was wondering whether my marriage was going well or not. It was quite clear that we were very different people, but I suppose I was in this place which probably a lot of parents who want to separate think at some point if they're doing the right thing, if they should stay, if they should be
Mm-hmm.
out. There was a lot of that going on while I was pregnant with my daughter. And then one day I woke up and I just felt no movement.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the doctors and I found out that there was no heartbeat. And that was a very, very hard time. Very hard time.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously I had to give stillbirth.
Mm-hmm.
It was the physicality of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Before this, and such an engineer MBA, so I was doing what successful people, or so-called successful people, seem to do
Mm-hmm.
around me.
Yep.
And I was running from one thing to the other. I would occupy myself, do something else. Um, this wasn't something I could run away from.
Mm-hmm.
I was losing my sleep. I couldn't sleep, but I did not know how to get out of it. I could not stop thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it was just very hard. And that's the time I think I was so fully shattered
Mm-hmm.
uh, that I had to fully surrender. Now I realize that shattering is a choice. You don't have to shatter though.
Mm.
You just
Mm.
um but I then surrendered and I went to the universe and I said, look, if I've got to live, you've really got to help me.
Mhm.
My son was 2 at the time. So I did not want to check out of life, but
Mhm.
I just had no way of being happy then at all.
Mhm.
Plus, I really wanted to connect with my daughter. I wanted to understand what had happened,
Mhm.
why she decided to come into our lives, and then why she did not do that.
Yes.
And that's how I got into energy healing. So I
Mhm.
started my first course. I tried going to other intuitives as well,
Mhm.
and this is why I'm such an advocate for people, telling them that you can tune into your own intuition. Because when I tried it with others, it still felt foreign. For something that was so intimate, I needed to connect with my daughter. I needed to have a conversation with her.
Mhm.
Um, I didn't want someone else, not want, but I wanted to have that conversation.
Mhm.
And just through someone else, it just never felt complete or the way I wanted it.
Mhm.
And so I learned the technique and then I sat down with her, asked her, and here's what she told me.
Mm.
I said, I'm really sorry that, I did something wrong. It was my fault. I'm really sorry. And she's like, it wasn't your fault. It was never meant to be.
Mm.
It
Mhm.
was a soul contract. My soul contract with her was that if I was not living in my life, she would come and wake me up.
Mm.
Not living, meaning that if I was wasting my life, which I was just going through the motions, not enjoying it. N- There was no deeper meaning or joy, purpose to my life at all. So she came to wake me up and she did her
Wow.
job. It shifted the whole thing. And since then, it's been onwards, upwards, because she became my teacher as well. And I learned a lot of energy healing modalities since then. So I honed my clairvoyance skills. I learned to how to hold space for others. I became a teacher. Like I don't even know how many courses I've done, but I've just kept learning and learning. And all of this just grew as a part of it. This was never the plan, but it became that place where it just kept coming to me in my intuition. This is what I need to do. This is what I need to do, till I finally stepped in. And so now this is my purpose, because I really, truly want to help all
Mhm.
the people, especially the ones who are spreading more love and light in the world. I
Mhm.
truly, deeply want to help them expand and grow.
That is so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that story. That's just it's gorgeous. And how it relates to this podcast, I feel, is that a lot of people on their journey experience a lot of heartbreak or some heartbreak. And it's very similar. It's not the same as what you went through. Obviously, it's not a physical birth and all of that, but they do experience loss. Like sometimes they'll have a placement, a child come and live with them for a year and a half, 2 years, and then that child is rehomed, and that's extremely, extremely difficult. So I'm hearing that this can be such a lovely way to heal and to understand why that had to happen because, um, I've heard it said, God doesn't make mistakes, right? Like, so there's no mistakes.
Totally.
If that happens, that was your path and that other child's path.
Yeah.
Um, so it seems like this could really give people a sense of clarity and closure and help them with grief. Is that
Yes,
correct?
and
Yeah.
I'll give you a few examples here. Like there's another client who came to me because she also had a really traumatic past. And now she works as a decluttering specialist, like helps people declutter.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she was wondering, well, I don't really understand. Why did I have to have such a horrible childhood?
Mm-hmm.
And when I looked at that, I saw that she had to have that because decluttering is also, or hoarding is when people are holding on to things and they
Mm-hmm.
can't really go.
Mm-hmm.
So decluttering is that emotional release as well at the same time. And she had to go through that to be able to help people through that process. Literally
Mm-hmm.
everything where we feel like, hey, why is this happening? It doesn't make sense. There is a much bigger, broader story. If you've had to have these really painful times with kids, you felt, hey, they're going away. Um, and I know it can be really, really hard. Know that they came and they're learning, they're absorbing. Kids actually are far more resilient. But there are energetic ways, though, where you can still connect, where you can still be with them, where you can still hold the space for them,
Mm-hmm.
even if you're never seeing them again.
Wow.
Just so that you feel like, oh, you've got them and you've got that closure. You can do that as well.
Mm. Like connecting in with their soul, so to speak, and just tuning in
Yes.
with that. Yeah.
Yes, so I do help a lot of people who are going through a divorce or through child custodies,
Mm-hmm.
because you're sending your kid somewhere else and just
Mm-hmm.
making that whole space peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't really worked with foster parents yet,
Mm-hmm.
but it would work pretty much in the same way. And well, um, uh, if the parents reached out to me, I'm more than happy to walk them through
Mm-hmm.
a way in which they can do that for themselves, in which
Mm-hmm.
they can feel more grounded and settle themselves, and then they can help their kids or basically anybody in their life do that. That could be their pets, that could be their loved ones, that could
Mm-hmm.
be someone who's passed away. It's just a beautiful way, easy way as well, so that you feel a lot more at ease
Mhm.
And also knowing that the other child you have, you've got space for them. So if I give you examples around co-parenting here, sometimes parents, especially when they're co-parenting in the beginning, it can become a
Mhm.
very stressful environment
Mhm.
because your child's going to some other place.
Yes.
And there are times where, like, the mom is really attached to the child, and suddenly it's like, well, now my child's going to spend so much time there, and dad's never even looked after the child
Mm.
for, 4 days or
Mhm.
whatever their term is. But when you can energetically hold the space for them,
Mhm.
then you're clearing out the noise or the harder experiences for your child. You're just making it a lot
Mhm.
easier for them to cope through things. And you can also do the same with your ex or with other people who are looking after the child as well, just to make that transition a lot easier for them. So
I love that.
that's your way of feeling like, okay, you're still doing something. And it works. It works
Yeah.
because I see the shift. I see the shift with the kids. I'll see the shift with the parents as well,
Mhm.
where they'll feel more peaceful and they'll go, oh, suddenly my child gets this, or he's more attentive.
Mhm.
You start noticing those signs.
Mhm. Because a lot of people have to go through visitations, with the birth parents, or I shouldn't say have to, they get to go through, visitations with the birth parents, but sometimes it can be really, really triggering for the foster parents to send these children, and they don't know if they're in a safe space. They don't know what's going on there. The kid comes back and maybe is having reactions, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that could be really, really helpful.
Yeah, because there's a lot going on for the kids as well. And sometimes we
Mhm.
think about us, but for the child, they're trying to understand their rules, their
Mhm.
safety. And
Mhm.
a lot of the safety we take away is from, well, am I okay, for example, to put my shoes here? Is this the right way?
Mhm.
Is this the time when we eat or when we snack? Little things could be very different. The
Yes.
way maybe one family talks about homework or academics could be very different. Your thoughts around sports, friends, TV could be really, really different.
Yeah.
And the child is also walking on eggshells, trying to understand what they can do in one family, what
Mhm.
they can do in the other one. So they really need a lot more footing in terms of feeling safe that it's okay. So when we clear the energy, we really help them feel a lot more safe
Mhm.
as themselves. We ease that pressure for themselves.
Mhm. I like this because where I'm going is, all of these children have experienced trauma, even
Mhm.
the ones who are brought into the home as infants. Like my children were birth trauma, pre-birth trauma, ancestral trauma, all of the stuff. Um, is there a way? So I think what you're saying is there's a way for me as the parent to help them clear this trauma, or would you ever work with children to, or have you ever worked with children to sort of clear some of this stuff?
I have worked with children. When I do the coaching with them, I would say that they should be at least teenagers so that I'm working with them.
Yeah.
But having said that, I work with my child. He's 9. But the way of doing it with them is different. And the reasons here are different, right? Like when I do it with adults, they are more consenting
Mhm.
to what they are, like, okay with. So that is
Mhm.
free will. That is also ethically respecting them. With
Mhm.
teenagers, I think, okay, when I'm doing it or when I'm teaching them something, then again, they have their right to apply something or not apply something. I can answer their questions and help them make that
Mhm.
decision, but they have that right. With kids, I might, it depends, but I might not use the tools fully. I might
Mm.
just use the tools that help them feel safe. I have done healings though for kids, because that's a different thing. That's not teaching them. I would do healings for them if they're feeling traumatic. And again, there you would ask for their permission. I haven't had a time where a child said no
Mhm.
yet,
Mhm.
but I've healed a lot of kids, the ones who've had impending heart surgeries or other things or hearing
Mhm.
issues and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And that does really help shift their energy. Um, Maybe if I can't do, uh, like, probably what I could do is I could share a grounding meditation for parents just to get an experience of what this is like, of
Mhm.
how feeling safe could feel like. This is something that they can do
Mhm.
for themselves or for anybody.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. And do you do it remotely or does the person have to be there with you? Like,
Oh
could you
no,
do
they
it
don't have to
on
be with
yeah,
me. It's remotely. Like,
yeah,
this doesn't need. This has
right,
no time or space constraints.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about, a lot of children that, when they're finally in a safe place, then all of the stuff starts to come out, right? And
Hmm.
so, what would be a way to approach this with, say you have a tween or a teen and you really want this for them, but it might sound weird or far out. Like what would you, do you have any like words that someone could use to explain what this is to a child and um, like that?
Yeah, so let's do it this way. Um, I'll go ahead and I'll do a little grounding meditation, and I can explain how that works for you. You could literally do the same for your child as well. And
Hmm.
then I have a freebie where parents can start understanding their soul contracts with their children. They can even start clearing it up. So that could be helpful to parents as
Hmm.
well.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I think it seems worthwhile for anyone to do that. Even if you're not having any particular problems, it just seems like, why wouldn't I do that? To me, I don't know. I'm like into it.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever any parent, even the ones who are not fostering, that they go like, "Oh, everything is perfect." It's always like,
Right.
because they're such close relationships, they're meant to help you evolve.
Good point.
They will trigger in some way
Yeah, they
with love.
really,
It's all meant
really
with
do.
love.
They really do. Um, you said you mentioned you use this with your son, who's 9. My
Mhm.
daughter is actually 9 too. How do you do that? Or is he just like he already knows all of this because he's been around it his whole life or, how do you work
So
with
there are a
him?
couple of times. Sometimes I'll ask him and I'll
Mhm.
tell him some. So I started doing it probably around 6 or 7 verbally with him,
Mhm.
and telling him this is what I was doing. I would guide him to it. So my first step usually is, well, let's connect with the center of the earth. And this is when I say grounding. You connect with the center of the earth because that's where she holds her abundance and love. And I'll just give him lovely visuals for that. So sometimes we'll make
Mm.
a monkey tail, sometimes we'll make a tunnel, and we'll have cars racing down it. So he's really into it.
Mhm.
Um, so sometimes we'll talk about it, and
Yeah.
I'll do it that way. Sometimes he'll ask me, and or I'll do it, and then other times he'll just go like, "Mommy, can you just do this in your head, but do it for me because I want to sleep, but I want to think about other things."
Oh, that's so cute. I love that. My son who is 4, he was telling me like he has bad dreams all the time and like, he just closes his eyes and the bad dreams come. And I was telling him, "Well, when that happens in your dream, you actually have this special power because it's you. You can just say like, 'No, thank you. I want the good dreams to come. No bad dreams. You're not welcome here.'"
Yeah.
Is that like almost like a little similar?
Of course. I
Mhm.
think I love it. Like, we forget how strong our power of intention is. The stronger you intend something, it happens.
Mhm.
Believe it. Like, that's where the co creation comes in. When you call it into your life, and your soul wants you to be empowered. There's no single soul that wants to live in limits. Nope.
Mhm.
Not a
Mhm.
zero.
Mhm. Mhm.
So every time you claim you're right and you go, nope, don't want this, I want only love, that's okay. That's always welcome.
Yes. And
Yeah.
and
For
I said
literally
that too.
anything.
Yeah, like before you go to bed, you're just gonna say like, "I'm gonna have good dreams, sweet dreams." Like that's that intention. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, you could do this when they're going to school and, the friends they want to hang out with, the friends they don't want to hang out with, but you just hold that intention, go, this is what I want. This is what's not
Yes.
okay.
And
Yeah, that's a good way.
this assumes that you have a solid relationship, or like a, some level of trust with your child. For people who are still struggling to make that connection, that bond, what would your advice be there?
Um, Outsource it. What
Mhm.
I mean there is we feel like we are the ones who are supposed to look after our kids, ourselves as well.
Mhm.
And I would say just outsource it. And what I mean by that is give your problems to the earth, give your problems to the sun. If you believe in the
Mm.
universe, give it to this universe. If you believe in source, whatever that is, outsource it and just say, this is bigger than me. I don't know how to handle it. Look after it for me. That's it.
Gorgeous. I like that advice. Outsource it. I thought you meant like, oh, call a therapist in or something, or, like
No,
get
no,
outside help.
no.
I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but outsource it and ask them that, hey, this is big. Even if you feel like certain thoughts are coming to you, you feeling anxious with your child, just say, hey, I'm feeling so anxious. Can you just help me take care of it? Because I don't know what to
Mhm.
do right now. Like, help me. What should I do? Help me. Ask that thing and you will get it. But faith is very important here. You are not alone.
Mhm.
Faith is very important. You're very held, you're supported. If you are living on earth, we
Mhm.
feel like we are the single beings in our bodies. We might have support around us, like our families and so on, or partners, and
Yeah.
but we have so much more support than that, which is totally untapped, and they can do so many miraculous things.
Yes. Yeah.
So tell them, talk to them, be friends with them. Even if you feel like, this is weird and I don't believe it,
Yeah.
my invitation to you is just try.
Mhm.
Like you could be the silly person, right? Like just try it and just
Yeah.
go like, hey, can you help me? There's no
Yeah.
harm.
Yeah. Agree. Absolutely
Especially if
agree.
you're like pulling out your hair and you're going like, I don't know what to do. Just go like, well, I need help. But ask
Yes.
that with sincerity, because the sincerity that you invite it, more often than not, what I see is that the help wants to come in
Mhm.
and we resist it because we feel it has to be a certain way. We also have our own trust issues, really, whether we've gone through stuff during our childhood, through our relationships, that we have a hard time really fully being vulnerable.
Mhm.
So we have a hard time actually receiving. Think about it, like how much are you able to receive? If somebody gave you a free coffee, are you okay with that? Like, how does that land?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I like it
will you
personally. I'm like, yeah, I'm here for it. But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Even a compliment. People can't take compliments. It's like I do that a lot. Oh, your hair looks great. Oh, really? I didn't even look in the mirror today. Or whatever it is, to like make it, why are we so
yeah,
afraid to receive? Yeah.
yeah, and that's our trust. That's where trust is coming in. So then we are almost repelling everything. So when we are supposed to receive the guidance and we say, hey, guidance is not coming in, it's not that guidance and support is not coming in. You're not receiving, you're not opening the doors and allowing it to come through. So just see
Mhm.
how much are you able to receive and say,
Mhm.
hey, I want help. I want, whatever the drama is going on here, I want that to be resolved. Help me, and then get ready to receive. Notice, start noticing those single things, little things. Like if someone compliments you, if someone buys you a cup of coffee, if you feel, and just imagine visualizing like this. Let's say probably $100 showed up. Would you be happy receiving the $100?
Mhm.
If let's say your kid just showed up and came and gave you a nice big hug, would you be happy? Like, are you ready to receive that? How does your body
Mhm.
feel there? But, bring those pictures in.
Yes.
We often think a lot about the things that we don't want,
Yes. Yep.
the past stuff,
Absolutely. Yep.
the negative stories. See if you can just instead give yourself even like Oh, it's actually really, really hard. I challenge you. You will love this though.
Mhm.
One way to turn your outcome is time yourself and go, okay, I'm going to think positively about this. I'm just going to bring in positive memories of how it will be for my child, between me and my child. And just think of positive things like they're coming, they're giving you a good hug, you're having a
Mm,
really good conversation. Do that for 2 minutes. Oh, but it's so hard. It's so hard before your mind starts running. But do it. The longer you do it, the longer you're holding that vision, the longer that comes and stays in your body. Like invite
I
it
love
in.
that.
Your body has to bring it in.
Yeah. Yes, because this is another thing is that if you're just saying, like, I used to do this a lot. I would talk a lot to God, like talk to the universe all the time, like, I need this, and I'm blah, 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 blah. But if I'm not like actually in a state where I can receive anything, like I need to be quiet, like I need to listen, like not just talk all the time about what I want. It's like you can say that, but then like get ready to listen. And that might mean being still for a while. And that might
Yeah.
be difficult if you're somebody like me who's a doer. So I'm really trying to learn how to like, recognize panic in my body and just,
Yeah.
okay, why am I panicking? It's not even a conscious thing, but it's this internal
Yeah.
craziness that doesn't allow me. Now I'm shutting down that channel by getting all crazy and in my head. So
Mhm.
I'm trying to learn how to just first of all notice what's happening with
Yeah.
me and then just allow. And it
Yeah.
is
And
it's
just outsource.
an
Give it to the earth
outsource. Yeah.
and
Oh, I
just say,
love
hey, I
that.
have this panic. Like I'm feeling this. Can you help me feel better?
Mhm. Mhm. Go
Play with
figure.
it and see.
Yeah, go figure that it would be that easy. It's almost like we as humans, like we have to make everything harder than it needs to
For it to
be.
be okay. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's like,
Right, like the win has to be hard fought. Otherwise it's like
yes.
not, you know?
But yeah, but that's our stories. Like, if you look at any movie, the hero is like somebody who goes through a lot of struggle and then the person becomes a hero. Like, why?
Right. Right. Yeah. We're almost taught that like that is that's the hero's journey. That's what you need to do. And obviously there is a certain amount of well, yeah, I mean, to learn and to grow, you grow by failure, and that's not comfortable. And then you eventually you start to succeed, right? But I do like the idea more and more these days of just ease, like going with ease,
Hmm.
joy, lightness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And that is your soul's purpose. That is your calling. It truly did not come to make you suffer. Suffering was a choice.
Mm,
It actually just wants you to learn the lesson. And it's almost up there watching you and going, why are you making it so hard on yourself?
right.
Like, just
Yeah.
move on, do that little
Right.
thing, get that lesson, move on. It's okay.
It's interesting. You said something earlier about I can't remember your exact words, but it was something about shattering is optional or something like that.
Yes.
I'm not sure the exact words you used.
Yeah, I
Can you
said
talk about
shattering is
that?
optional.
Yeah.
So I think, like, if I look at my daughter's story and me losing her, there were lots of moments before that where life was getting hard, and I realized that I was not happy. And this is where I was in my own way. As the engineer, then I was trying to fix it. And so I would sit down to meditate and I would time myself. And, even that was hard then. But I thought I was doing everything. And yet I wasn't surrendering.
Mm,
I wasn't saying, hey, just I want peace to come in. And so to help me shift my life from that dark era to now, they were making life a little bit harder. Not to make it hard for me, but hey, come on now. Now you will listen. Now you will understand that, okay, maybe let's look at something else like this life of um, autopilot,
mm-hmm.
just running around the whole time, that this is not serving you. Maybe you will get it now. Maybe you will understand the importance of slowing down. But the more they kept doing it, or the more it got harder, I sort of ran at a higher and faster, higher pace,
Mhm.
or I numbed myself even more. And then they had to bring out the big guns.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
could have almost not done it
Mhm.
if I could have just slowed down
Mhm. Mhm.
and listened and said, okay, what do I do now? Life is not going my way. How do I bring in peace here?
Mm.
So I feel shattering is optional, but we
Mhm.
bring it on ourselves.
Mhm. Mhm. Last question, because I know we're getting to our time here. You did mention contracts before, like soul contracts, and I wanted to make sure our listeners understand what that is. And where my mind went just now when you were talking is, what about a child that goes through extreme trauma? They didn't need this to happen to them because their life was going in
Yeah.
the wrong direction or whatever. Can you talk about that for a minute?
Yeah. And so for souls where I've seen that, they've had past lives. Some of, like, I'll talk through some examples. So some of them have been through past lives where they've done things in the past and they needed to learn something. Like someone might have been a warrior in the past and they have just gone out, killed some people. And sometimes we just say war, but it's also where they've massacred families. They've done that to other kids. So now you want to learn that it's a karmic experience, but it's also the soul's experience of, hey, okay, this is what I did. What is the consequence? Let me learn this other side of the story. So sometimes they're learning that way,
Mhm.
um, learning through living it. Sometimes you have that because what your purpose in life is, your bigger purpose as you will grow and the light that you will become, that purpose becomes a lot more possible or a lot more, I would say, gravitating when you've gone something like this. So, people who are helping, y- well, so some people come to bring a really strong message in the world.
Mhm.
They want to make the world a better place. But to be able to do that, to be able to relate with people, to be able to understand the sensitivities of words that have not been spoken, sometimes they need to feel it themselves, understand it, so that then they're able to
Mhm.
resonate with it, and bring
Yeah.
that message forward. So it's a
Sure.
lot of underlying currents like that.
Yeah.
There can also be ancestral things where your ancestors have done something. There's we can take, uh, well, let's say the positive karmic points, the negative karmic points from our ancestors, all of that gets passed on to us.
Mhm.
So maybe the
Mhm.
whole family has to learn something, and that's why they get a child who seems to be struggling through
Mhm.
something, because the family needs to evolve and grow. There
Mm.
could be things in the family, the ancestry line, where maybe they've done things like they've sold medicines, and the medicines also had some other impact. And now they're reaping the other side of it. So there are lots and lots of
Mhm.
reasons why kids or anyone else
Yeah.
who we might feel, well, it wasn't their fault, it was not fair.
Mhm.
Um, at a physical level, it does feel like, yes, life is not fair.
Mhm.
But at a soul level, there's a deeper learning to it. Sometimes
Mhm.
it is at the person level,
Mhm.
sometimes it's at the family level, and sometimes it's even at a bigger level.
Interesting. This has been such a great hour of talking to you. Thank you. So much gold here.
Thanks
If
so much, Rachel.
Of course, if people want to get in touch with you, work with you, know about what you're doing, where can they go?
So they can find me at artoflifecenter.com. That is CENTER, artoflifecenter.com. And you can find me online on Instagram and LinkedIn at Kanika Energy Coach.
I'll put those links in the show notes. And again, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks. Thanks a lot, Rachel. It was such a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely.